Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, connecting Central Illinois to the world with daily flights on American Airlines to hubs in Dallas and Chicago. Close, convenient, CIRA. More at CIRA.com.
McLean County's recycling efforts reach a new milestone. That's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Monday, October 27th. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with a first for McLean County. The Ecology Action Center in Normal has announced the county's recycled more waste than it has sent to landfills. WGLT student reporter Ben Howell has more on the goal that the center has been looking to achieve since the mid-1970s.
McLean County's recycling rate reached 51% in 2024, marking the first time in the county's history as much as half of its generated waste was recycled. Ecology Action Center Executive Director Michael Brown is chalking up the achievement to successful outreach and public education.
We're doing the hard work to get the word out. So we do waste reduction and recycling programs in virtually every fourth grade classroom in McLean County every single year. And that's thousands of students right there.
Brown says when the county revitalized its 20-year solid waste management plan in 2017, McLean County set targets ahead of statewide mandates. Now that the center has reached its goal of 50%, the next objective is to achieve 60% by 2027. Brown says there's room to improve to hit that benchmark.
There's commercial recycling, which we really still need to, push harder on, do more outreach, do more education. There are some ideas in the solid waste plan about doing kind of a group program where we could try and make commercial recycling more cost effective.
2024's improvements in recycling were most notable in construction materials and textiles, while the county saw a decrease in paper materials as classrooms and media shift more toward digital. For The Leadoff, I'm Ben Howell.
Here's some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. Prosecutors have dismissed sexual assault charges against Alan Bates, the former director of ISU's School of Teaching and Learning. The allegations were not related to his work at ISU. Heartland Community College cut the ribbon on an extension of Constitution Trail through campus. The Country Financial Trail includes bird watching blinds, a gazebo, an outdoor classroom, and an overlook for Berkey Pond. And the Kohl's department store in Bloomington's Eastland Mall has reopened after nearly 3 weeks of being closed following a fire. Authorities say a juvenile driver crashed into the store October 6th, sparking that fire. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. It is peak spooky season, and for Bill Killian and his wife, it means a lot of onlookers looming around their front yard up in Gridley. For 18 years, they've made themselves the Halloween house, installing a graveyard with dozens of handcrafted headstones and a seasonal skeleton scene. This year, they're roasting marshmallows over a fire pit, and Killian tells WGLT's Lauren Warnicki he's added a full-sized Wayne family mausoleum, as in Bruce Wayne, as in Batman.
It caught on in a
My kids have always liked Halloween. They're all in their 20s, at least for another few days, and they've always dressed up. And they will talk in the summer about, ideas for their costumes this year. So it's just always been a big holiday.
I see a lot of movie memorabilia. How do you pick your material?
Yeah, so initially we kind of looked online for some ideas. And then, over in this corner, there's Master Gracie and Good Old Fred. Those are tombstones that are from the Haunted Mansion. There's book references. There's there's several Stephen King references, Harry Potter references to Dracula, Frankenstein, Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So there's book references, movie references. A lot of the Black Knight is from the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You can see Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Every year we're thinking of new references and try to kind of think of what's popular. You can see there's a Barbie one. Well, that was 2 years ago when Barbie was the big summer movie. I guarantee no one probably comes out and knows what all the references are, because some of them are inside family jokes or references.
Sure. So when do you start this process? How early in the year do you have to kind of get everything out of storage?
I usually start in August. I will I store them all down in the basement, and I'll start going through them and seeing which ones need touch-ups, or a lot of times the writing on them, which is mostly done with Sharpies. A lot of times I have to go and freshen that up. So I go and do that. But like all year long, you're always like looking for an idea for next year. And my son and I were watching The Last of Us on HBO. And
Excellent choice.
And so, no spoilers, but there's a character that dies and that you see their tombstone. And it was so funny in the scene where you see the tombstone, my son and I both look at each other and we're just like, that's going in the graveyard next year. So it's right over there.
I suspect you're the place to be on Halloween night for trick-or-treaters. Like, have you just earned a reputation around town? Are you known as the Halloween house? How is kind of word spread that you're doing this?
Well, it is funny because I will meet people. I mean, Gridley is not very big, so you think, surely I've met everybody, but that is not the case. But it is funny when I meet people and I tell them where I live, and I'm like, oh, I'm on the corner of First and Market. And it's surprising how often they'll go, are you the one that puts the graveyard out? So, people know, and it always makes me smile when I'm putting it out.
So you said now your kids are approaching their 30s,
right,
and into their
yes, and they don't live. Yeah, they don't live with here anymore. I know, and there was a thing I was like going, is this just weird now? I have no children at home and I'm still putting up the graveyard. But they love to come and see it, and they always encouraging me and giving me ideas for it.
Visit WGLT.org for a roundup of Halloween things to do around McLean County and seasonal TV and movies with a Central Illinois connection. For Datebook on WGLT and WGLT.org, I'm Lauren Warnicki.
Support for arts and culture coverage on WGLT comes from PNC Financial Services. PNC is committed to supporting local arts and culture events in the communities they serve.
Before we let you go, the Bloomington City Council meets tonight at 6 at the Government Center. They'll hear a final report from the city's Gun Violence Commission. And that is it for today. I'm Ryan Denham. The show is produced by Cheyenne Brown. You can subscribe to The Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.